Okay, friend, we're gonna do a lovely trick with a prediction, and we're gonna use the Sharpie, and I will write it down now behind cover. I don't want you to see what I'm writing just yet. So now we fold it in four, and now that it's nicely folded, we just put it in the vase, just like that. Can you see that okay? Absolutely. And since it's about lunchtime, I'd like you to choose a cup of coffee. And I'm gonna give you many options, and remember, I have a prediction right here in the vase, which I hope will match your choice. We have white coffee, plenty of people love white coffee, and we also have espresso. Other people like black coffee. Whenever you want me to stop, just tell me to stop. That is the one I want, and that is the one you'll have. You could also choose a macchiato, for instance, right? Who wouldn't want one? No? Maybe a mocha? Mocha? You sure? 100% sure? Alright. So we're gonna leave it here, 100% safe. Can you see it on camera? Mocha? Yeah? And can you see the folded piece of paper that's been in front of the camera all along? Time to reveal the mystery. And you will see the vase is completely empty, nothing inside it, and what we had inside. And it's gonna be very clean. Look at this. Nothing but what I knew what you would choose. A mocha. Right in front of the camera. A mocha. That is it. I could tell what you like. So what will you find when you purchase the vase and postcard set? You will get the vase with a gimmick. You will also get a gimmick playing card. And of course, let me put this aside. All our cards include a piece of paper in their sleeve so that you can use them as many times as you want, in whatever context you want. In this case, we've gone for different coffee drinks, but of course, we can adapt this to cars, burgers, cities, countries, whatever you need. A Sharpie is also included. It's quite important to remember that to erase the Sharpie, you're going to need rubbing alcohol. Apply it with a cotton cloth or a piece of paper so that you can use the card constantly. Always use a Sharpie to avoid stains on the backside. Regarding the pieces of paper that are attached to each of the cards, we will customize them, and this is regular office paper. Once you use them, you can get more out of regular A4 paper. What I'd recommend, in order to get the pieces of paper out of the card sleeves, is applying a thin layer of wax. And you can apply this wax to the piece of paper itself. Let me explain why. You can see that I can extract this very easily, even without wax, but if I applied some wax here, the kind of wax you would use for playing cards, is going to make it much easier to get the piece of paper out. Nevertheless, it's quite easy to get the piece of paper out, even without wax. But if you want to avoid any risk of it getting stuck, just apply a little bit of wax around this area. Well, I hope you love this product. I hope you use it a lot. Thank you so much for purchasing it. I am Morpheus. Hope to see you soon. Thank you. So let's jump right into the explanation of this wonderful game. I think it's truly wonderful. I think it has a great potential, great versatility. It will give you a wide range of openers, because I think this works best at the start of a show. It's fast, it's direct, it's straightforward. So let's explain what this is about. We have the vase, which is a cup with a gimmick. And we also have the postcards, which you can customize and write anything you want. I've gone for coffee drinks. We have macchiato, we have bourbon coffee, Irish coffee. And you get 10 cards. You could get more, but I think 10 is more than enough. Even when you customize it for a business, we could go for different types of burgers or sandwiches or cars. If you're working with a car retailer, for instance, you could write down different sizes, models, I think this will be a very effective opener. So I'm going to discuss the cards themselves. First of all, we write on them with a Sharpie, any regular Sharpie that you would use for playing cards. And there are two reasons for this. If we use a whiteboard marker, we're going to have two problems. First, we're going to get smudges when we flip through the cards, and we're going to get stains on the back side of these cards. Let me show you. You can see the stains here. As you can see, we tried using a whiteboard marker and it is not effective. You get stains. This doesn't happen with a Sharpie. It is completely dry. You don't get smudges, but it's quite important to get this side dry before we put the cards together. On the front, we're going to write the product that we're talking about. For instance, we have white coffee. What do we have here? White coffee in the front, and then a reminder in the back, quite small, written down in pencil. I hope you can see this on camera. I'll put it right here so that you can have a better view. White coffee. This is just a reminder for us, so that when we are flipping through the cards, we can read what the card says before we mention it. Otherwise, we would have to look at them, and this looks dirty. So we're going to have a quick peek at the upper right-hand corner. White coffee. We look at the audience, and it's much cleaner. On the back side of all these cards, you'll find a cutout. And as you can see, this is where you can place our predictions. Every time you change the cards, you'll change the pieces of paper as well. You can grab the cards like this, using your thumb to extract the prediction and finger palm it. So let me repeat this with timing. If I'm grabbing the cards this way, showing the next one, the moment I leave it with the rest, I use my thumb to extract the paper, finger palm it, point at the cards before leaving them on the stand and having the prediction palmed in my hand. So, all of the cards have this sleeve, this cutout, and for the purposes of this demonstration, we haven't placed a prediction in all of the cards. As you can see. However, you would place a piece of paper in all of them because it's an absolutely free choice. So, let's leave this here and let's move on to part 2. We're going to talk about the vase, our cup with a gimmick. We have a flap here so that you can see this on camera. Let me activate it with a Sharpie. There we go. This way is closed. Now the flap is open. We're going to extract the piece of paper from inside, which is a gimmick. But it's a very simple gimmick. We have a small magnet so that you can see this. That is a small magnet, which makes contact with a magnet in the vase. We need this magnet, otherwise the piece of paper would drop out during the reveal. We could use a double fill, blue tag, or a magnet. Using the magnet is quite simple to replace the piece of paper. You just have to remove the magnet from this one and just stick it to the new piece of paper. You can use cellophane, a little bit of glue. We are using double-sided tape in this case. We can start with a blank piece of paper, or we could have the prediction prepared. We have chosen to write it down live at the start of the trick, but you could have it ready on the table and then just say, I'm going to make a prediction, I'm going to put it in the vase, which is empty. And I really like to emphasize how empty the vase is using a Sharpie. Because as you can see, the Sharpie is pretty much as tall as the vase. It is just slightly taller than the vase. So how does this work? The flap is open, which allows the Sharpie to go all the way down. If the flap were closed, the Sharpie would protrude too much, like this. So anyone would think that there's a false bottom. This way, we are psychologically removing the idea of a false bottom or a gimmick. We remove the Sharpie, and when we remove it, I just stroke it a little so that the flap goes back this way. It's a fast movement, we don't have to exaggerate it. Just a gentle stroke as we remove the Sharpie. Since we're talking, we're not going to make any noise we should worry about. Now, regarding the paper, we're going to put it in the vase in a very specific way. The crease, this side, the side at the top, this crease shouldn't face the front, but should face us, so that we can fold out the piece of paper towards us. This would be the right way to put the prediction in the vase, and I'll explain why. We'll just drop it in the vase, and with a magnet, it will get attached to the flap. Completely stuck. I'll do it again. We just fold it, put it in, drop it, and it is quite stuck there. So let's talk about the crease. If we don't make sure the crease is facing us, the magnet plus the piece of paper will weigh too much and will make the flap not to turn properly. So it's quite important that the crease faces us. So there we go, you can see the piece of paper with a magnet. And once we have our prediction, we point at the vase, noting we have a prediction from the start. And here we can choose one of two explanations. First one is my favorite. As we reach for the vase to turn it over, we release a piece of paper, it joins the previous prediction, and as we turn the vase over, the prediction simply drops. And the vase is completely clean and empty. Let's go back to the gimmick paper. Again, we have the marker. We're going to activate the gimmick. And we place our gimmick piece of paper inside. We have a prediction here. Drop it in the vase. We flip it over. We drop the prediction. And as we turn, the vase is reset and completely empty. The only thing we can see is the prediction that dropped from the vase, which is of course the spectator's choice. We could also explain when we have the vase in initial position with our prediction inside. We can also do this. We finger palm the prediction. That is the piece of paper that comes from the card, the prediction. We grab the vase, and drop the prediction inside, and then put it aside. We'll say we'll go back to it. We'll remind the audience of the choice. By creating this parenthesis, the audience forget about the piece of paper in the vase. Hands are clean, but the trick is already done. Whenever you're ready, you can flip over the vase, the prediction drops, and we're clean again. These are the two ways of performing the trick, but I prefer the first option because I don't think it's necessary to put the vase aside. And that is the gist of the explanation. The vase can be treated regularly, is robust and solid. You can put Sharpies in it, pencils in it, no problem. There's a counterweight inside with magnets. And that is all. It's a simple trick, customizable, and it can be adapted to any situation thanks to the postcards. We don't even have to use the postcards, as we can use playing cards, as we will demonstrate in a moment with a card chosen by the spectator. We're going to explain how to perform the vase with playing cards. There's a gimmick prediction in the vase. What we'll do is show the cards and allow the spectator to choose and even sign one card. We'll control the card to the top of the deck and we'll perform a Mercury fold like this. We push down with our index finger and then use our thumb to fold the card in 4. Once the card is folded, and we have an example card here, we finger palm it, we reach for the vase and drop the card just before we flip the vase over. As you can see, it's completely clean, the vase is empty, the gimmick is hidden, and the card is the sign spectator's choice. The gimmick is not a regular playing card. It is actually a piece of paper with our magnet. It is made of regular printing paper and of a smaller size so that it doesn't disturb the flap mechanism. The paper card is folded in 4. It is placed in the vase itself, as you can see, with our finger palmed prediction card. We reach for the vase, drop the prediction, and once we turn it over, the flap hides the gimmick away. The gimmick card is included in the set. I hope you enjoy the vase and that you can perform this routine with any deck of cards or any piece of paper using any prediction you can imagine.